What up? What up? This is KP. Uh, just a real quick topic. I wanted to talk about the immigration stuff that the former president, likes to speak on, and a lot of the presidents speak on around election time. Um, you got this last president who was talking about the immigrants over in Springfield, Ohio, were eating cats and dogs and pets and stuff. Um, and then all the other mess he'd be rambling on about. But again, with these immigrants, we've had 46 presidents and soon to be 47. And they only speak about immigration or the border or the wall really around election time. So, and it's most of the Republicans that I've seen since I'm 47, but most of the Republicans are always the ones who speak on that border wall with a scare tactic. I could say Trump is one who does it a whole bunch. I mean, even when he won the election, that's what he was wanted off of, or a big part of what he wanted off of, because he kept saying that these immigrants was bringing in drugs and they was MS-13s and raping people and killing people and all kind of other stuff. Here's what I gotta say about that one. Everything that he said about people, the immigrants coming from the border and all the stuff that they do, that stuff is already done on American soil by Americans. Because you got gangs, drugs, rapists, murderers, and they're not coming from over no border. They're actually born here in America. Um, but again, they like to put this scare tactic out there of making these immigrants being so crazy or scary. I've lived in Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, and I've been to a few other states just visiting. Wyoming didn't have as many as immigrants, but they still had some there. Um, but Colorado and Arizona, it's a large group of Hispanic Mexicans. I don't know who's legal and who's not illegal, but actually I don't even care because they mind their business as well as I mind my business. So I can never go and pick and choose like, oh yeah, you're illegal or you're illegal or you're legal or really, because I can't really tell. Because where I usually see a bunch of Hispanics, Mexicans, and now people is calling this Venezuelan thing because they're trying to say they was taking over Aurora, Colorado. But me growing up in Colorado and me knowing Aurora, the apartments that they saying that they're trying to take over or the Venezuelans are taking over, actually been taken over. Them dang things been ran down for years. I used to run around in them little ran down apartments 20, 25, 30 years ago. Ain't nothing different. They just now again they're more ran down and they making this scare tactic now of trying to make it like, oh, they're taking over. They ain't taking over them raggedy old things. They probably in there fixing them up, trying to make sure they got some good living. Because anybody that know that area and them apartments know that them are ran by gangs, drug dealers, drug users, prostitutes, homeless, anything it might be. Right now, it's just them people, them Venezuelans and people that live over there. They're basically squatters right now, or not all of them, but some of them squatters. Because if you're watching some of these videos and me knowing people, they're not paying any rent, and ain't no landlord paying their rent. So that should tell people right there, if they not paying no rent, the Venezuelans ain't taking over nothing. What that is some slum lords who probably didn't sold that property or then went bankruptcy or something like this guy. Um, And I can guarantee you, if you know Colorado like I know Colorado, they probably gonna tear those things down and gentrify them and build them up to some nice apartment because they know that all them people is coming in and not the immigrants. A lot of other ones are coming in and buying up places and then rebuilding stuff and gentrifying those neighborhoods. Because I can tell you right now, Aurora is a nice city in certain areas. Then you do got your certain areas that you are bad on. Basically, riding up Colfax in from Aurora all the way down to downtown Denver, that is a bunch of people you're gonna see different things. You can go if you ever go to Colorado, you never been, just take Colfax. It's a good sightsee. Um, but again, I'm quite sure them apartments that they keep talking about the Venezuelans is taking over, or I give them a few months and they'll be tearing them things down and shutting them down because I know they've already shut down one. Um, they're gonna shut those things down, and then all it is just they're gonna re-gentrify them, tear them down, get all them bed bugs, roaches, rats, and everything out of them things, and then rebuild them up to some nice apartments where you're gonna see the people who are trying to scare y'all with those stories are gonna be the ones living in those apartments. So quit believing all that hype that they sitting there saying these Venezuelans is doing all that. But again, back to what I was saying, I don't know who's an immigrant, who's not an immigrant. But I could tell you what, where I see immigrants at or who could be immigrants, them people be working hard. Like I'm in Arizona and they got, if I go over to Phoenix areas and things like that, they got carts that they selling food, little elote cups, chicharrones, some little mango thing, mangonadas. Them people working hard. They ain't bothering nobody. And when they're not doing that, you see a lot of them doing construction. You see a lot of them building things. They do a lot of landscaping. But one thing I could say about any immigrant that I know that might not be immigrant or not, they all want the same thing. They come in here for a better life. They take care of their family. It might be about 12 of them in the house, but they making sure they stacking that money until that one gets out of that house. One family move out, three other families be still in there. And then when they get another house, then that one will go out and they just keep, but they build together. They don't tear each other down. So again, I don't know who's coming from off that border, but again, they don't bother me. I don't bother them. And actually, some of them immigrants, or again, some of the ones who could be immigrants, they actually support other races and us in America a lot more than we might think or know. But again, I'm going to sign off on this one real quick. This guy who keeps yelling out that bullcrap scare tactics and now on his second assassination of the second ass of the nation, and him and all these other people that keep trying to scare tactics, cut it out. Because here's the last thing, and especially for us blacks, we were the ones considered immigrants until all the immigrants came in, because they was treating us the same way that they treat them right now, making us the bad, and they still making us the bad. I've been in a lot of situations where a lot of white people think that all black people are bad because of what they see on TV, what they see in the news, what they see in the newspaper, what they see on social media. So we ain't that far away from immigrants. So if you scared of them immigrants, most of them are scared of us too, because at some point, sometime in our lives, they made us be the bad guy too.